What's up, everyone? Matt here with Connor, the co-host of Really Scared for another Who Are They Real Review. And today we're here to talk about John Krasinski's A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
Connor, I'm going to ask you straight up, what do you think of the movie?
Loved it. I see a lot of people saying, it doesn't reach doesn't capture the lightning in the bottle effect that the first one did. It wasn't as personal or whatever. I disagree. I like the shift in focus in this one because it does focus more on the kids.
Yeah.
And I like that shift in focus. I like this one just as much, if not maybe a little bit more than the first one.
Yeah, we seem to be on the same page because, like you said, the shift in focus is honestly what caught me.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough to be at the Cleveland screening where John Krasinski showed up for a Q&A after the fact. Then he specifically talked about that shift in focus. And he brought up, he's like, the first one was a story personal to him because it was about being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
This one is about what you hope your kids become.
Yeah.
And you see that because ultimately we see his character and Emily Blunt's character's children take up what they've been doing their entire life and step up to the plate, continue what's going on, and especially in times of need where their family really needs them.
Yeah.
The lightning in the bottle effect, I would disagree. I'm with you. I disagree because I felt there was times in this movie I was more tight than I was watching the original.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where one of the kids gets locked and you're just like, wait, what? Wait, what? And it's just like, oh snap. I was so uncomfortable. I was just shaking. I'm just dancing my feet on the ground.
A lot of jumps in this one. I was jumping a lot. I thought Cillian Murphy's character was fantastic. I think he's just absolutely fantastic in this. Does a lot of acting with his eyes.
Yes.
He's covered for most of the movie. But he was fantastic. And I thought he had a great charisma with the existing characters that we know.
Yeah.
So bringing him in, he was really good, good character with questionable morals.
Honestly, Cillian Murphy's character is a foil for what we had with John Krasinski's character Reed in the first film. He's got those questionable morals. He's lost everything compared to a man who still had almost everything.
Yeah, and John Krasinski's character in the first one was pretty straight. We knew pretty much what he was going to do, or what he should do, and what he thought he should do whenever he was faced with a problem. This one, there are moments in the movie where something comes up, and there's one scene in particular with him and the little girl, and I really thought he was I was like, oh, so this character actually is a bad guy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. He played that so well, that role, and I hope we do see more of him.
Yeah. I mean, we it's been confirmed. John even said so at our screening that there will be a third one. However, he's not directing it, so I'm really curious. He still wrote it, but I'm curious to see where it goes from here under the vision of a new director.
I think it will work because it's going to be the director of Mud.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can.
Joel Nichols. Joel Nichols. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Nichols. And John Krasinski even said during the Q&A, he's a big fan of Mud and the director, and he was influenced by Mud when making these movies. So that makes a lot of sense, especially in this one with Cillian Murphy's character. He was kind of like a Mud type character. Matthew McConaughey's Mud in Mud. So that feeling and that atmosphere that he's created in his movies, I can definitely see that translating to A Quiet Place Part 3.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I haven't seen Mudd in years. I know he's directed at least one other film that I know I've heard of.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he did Jeff Nichols is the director, Midnight Special. So he has entered into that sci-fi realm before. And so I have a lot of confidence in Jeff Nichols taking the helm of Part 3.
Pardon us for getting the name wrong at first, but wait, the one that makes me believe in him is Loving. Just how the character work in Loving.
And Take Shelter. Jeff Nichols has done a lot of these like nuanced character-driven pieces, whether it's from a straight-up drama to like a sci-fi movie. He's proven himself, and he was handpicked by John Krasinski. So
that'd be interesting. I don't like. It's so weird because here's what's interesting about the horror genre. It's so hard to talk about them in a review without getting into this, because there's we can say this. This literally starts off the day after the initial movie ends.
Yes,
like that's all we can say.
Yeah, like how the first one ended with the shotgun cocking. It picks up right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're trying to do our best not to just spoil a lot of the interesting little treats and tidbits they put in there.
Because it is, there's a lot in there where you want to see it for the first time. You don't want to be spoiled for it. And it does leave itself wide open for a third one and many more. There's so much going on there. We learn more about the monsters. We learn more about other survivors. They're not all like the family we've spent time with. There's different survivors, different camps of survivors. So, what does that look like? So I feel like the universe that John's created can expand. And this is first time in a while where I'm like, I want to see more in this universe. Like it's crazy. Like this little, sci-fi movie that came out a few years ago. And this sequel, I'm just I want more and more and more.
And that he even said he didn't even envision it as a franchise when he made that first film. And now it's looking like a full-fledged franchise that don't cost much to make. That's why Universal, was it Paramount or Universal?
It's Paramount.
Paramount. That's why Paramount was able to sit on it for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Without like it's not like a Black Widow where we're like, okay, no, we got to try to put it on streaming to recoup some of this money or some of these.
They waited. I'm glad they waited, because this is like a movie you want to see in the theater.
This is the first new movie I've seen on the big screen, so I'm excited. A Quiet Place Part 2. Be sure to check it out, Connor. If you're gonna rate this, you and I already talked before this. We agreed on our rating. We're each giving it a 4.5 out of 5 reels. Just a really solid movie.
Yeah. It's a damn near perfect tight thriller, horror, sci-fi.
Under 2 hours. Just
it breezes by. I can't wait to see it again. It is one hell of a ride. It's so much fun. Yeah. And there's a lot of heart in it. So definitely check it out. You see it on the biggest screen possible.
Yes, see it on the biggest screen possible. I can't say that enough about any movie nowadays.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm Matt. This is Connor, and this was another Who Are They? Real